And we're back. Hello.
Hello, audience. We have returned.
We're back. Oh, I gotta show off the gift that Morgan or Raven made.
Yes. Yeah, Raven made it.
Not
You don't
Morgan.
want to know what weird animations Morgan would make.
Morgan magicked it into being.
Hey, let's just say
It's an illusion spell.
making those illusion is
Yeah.
a really good way
Yeah.
to make money.
That's the thing you can
I love
do.
the bucket.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
the
the
bucket.
creepy way that he's stroking whatever the gelatinous is that gelatinous cube?
Is it a
It's
bowl?
supposed to be like making like that ringing noise on
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
glass.
that's what I thought. It's a
Nice.
bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like a bowl made of like gelatinous cube
Yeah.
Amazing.
playing like
And then
crystal
like
music
little.
on a gelatinous cube.
Oh, is that that's the old one. There's another one
Oh, cool.
I sent.
Oh, did you
Oh,
update?
is that the one with the
Yeah, yeah.
goose?
Yeah.
Cool. I wasn't sure if that one was done yet, but I love it.
Nice.
So
Back
silly.
to
So, yeah.
Hey,
Remember like games and games ago when I said I was in the process of making us another animated opening? I hadn't finished Parnies, and then I realized it'd be really
awesome.
easy to put a little magical DJ station in front of his arms.
Hell yes.
um,
Ernie doing the
so we
soundboard.
are at the top of the round. And at the top of the round, it is El Gato's turn.
Ho ho ho.
And El Gato has stealthed his way up to the shore, but he's not crazy about the water. However, because of the delay in getting this boat launched, thanks to Sir Godfrey's fire and then you guys throwing yourselves onto the boat, he will be able to use his boots of escape to give himself a triple jump distance, much like you do.
Well,
Yeah. Actually, you know what? He probably, at the end of last round, on someone else's turn, he could absolutely use his reaction with those boots of escape to teleport himself 60 feet and become temporarily invisible to the next turn. So he is, in fact, on the boat already. And in fact, there seems to be at that end of the boat, there seems to be a steering guy. He can go 60 feet. So I think what he will do is he will appear out of nowhere right in front of the bronze dragonborn squad leader, and maybe do some fancy attacks. Excellent.
That
That
is
is
the
some
perfect
good sound
Elgato
effects.
sound.
I had to go through a lot to find one that had enough swishes in it.
So I'm going to get somebody to roll an attack roll for him as he sneak attacks the squadron leader and attempts to run him through with his um,
Modifier.
his rapier attack is a +10.
Okay. Well, congrats on his 29. God damn, what? I'm gonna fuck
Wow.
myself rolling well done.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, it makes
you
sense. He's Elgato. He should have the best attack, but
you can roll damage for him too here.
how much?
So he is going to do his 1d8 +6.
Mm-hmm.
But then you can also roll his 5d6 sneak attack damage.
All right, so 1d8 plus 6 is 13,
Did
and
you eat everything?
5d6 you said?
You ate all your
5d6
food?
sneak attack.
Don't want any more food.
Hold on. 1d6. So 13 plus That'll be 30 even
With the 13 or just on the? That's got to be
with the 13. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 30. He is going to do a disarm attack with his combat superiority, which adds another D8 to his damage. So go ahead and roll another D8 damage.
Modifier or just D8?
Just a D8.
5 points.
So that becomes 35 damage. And a saving throw from the Dragonborn to avoid being disarmed. That will fail. And specifically, he's disarming him of the steering mechanism.
Oh no.
And because he has dual wielder, he'll use his bonus attack to also stab with his short sword. So you can make a second attack roll.
Great. 1d20 plus.
Plus
That
10.
again? What's that? Okay. Sorry, I have a goldfish memory today.
No worries.
Excuse me. Not as good. 15.
That's with the 10, or is that? on
Yeah,
the
with
die?
a 10.
So 15 will not beat the armor class. So that's a
Sorry.
reflected by the armor. Da, 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 da. What else can he do here? He will then use his cunning action. No, because that's a bonus action, and we just used it. So that'll do, I think. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he has managed to disarm the squad leader from steering, which means now he's going to be the boat is going to start drifting randomly and no longer be turning around, so that the rowers can actually row it in the correct direction. Although they can turn around on their benches, that's more of a pain in the butt.
Isn't like one half of the rowers like on the one side gone? So it'll be.
That was
or
on
is
the other
other
boat. That was the other boat. That was
Okay.
the boat that none of these guys are on, that just has basically just Dragonborn and prisoners.
Okay.
It was a good open target for Azuria. Next up, it is Morgan's turn. What you got for us?
Cannot wait.
But there are prisoners on two of those, both the remaining boats.
So there are 3 boats.
Yeah.
One of which, 2 of which were further out.
Mhm.
One of those is now fighting to not sink because of your Thunderstep.
Yeah.
And has a smaller number of Dragonborn on it. One of them has full complement of Dragonborn and prisoners, but one side of the boat has been zorched with a lightning bolt, and they're now kind of starting to like turn a little bit randomly because they were in the process of trying to turn the boat around, and one of them has been one side of them has been lightning bolted, so many of them have jumped off or otherwise stopped rowing. So it's rowing on one side at full strength, and on the other side, it's not. And then closest to shore is the boat with Sir Godfrey, which now has Elgato, Invisible Tromlin, and Careening Ugna, in addition to Sir Godfrey on it. And nearby Fetid peppering arrows into certain people.
I would really, really like to lightning bolt, but I think this is actually.
If you wanted to replicate what Azuria did, you are close enough to that middle boat to do that. You could lightning bolt the opposite side. And
it feels like overkill, but you know what? That means I need to do it.
I
Then.
mean, if they
That
can
means I
keep
need
rowing
to.
away, you guys are going to lose those prisoners.
Yeah. So I will.
I'm not
bolt it.
understanding the argument. I'm totally not understanding the argument. It seems like
Overkill?
overkill. Oh,
What is that?
I'm just worried that I'm gonna need that lightning bolt later. And I could do something smaller, but I think I do need to do this. I think it's in
Go
me
for it.
to lightning bolt. So that is 66.
So that will, I think that's your last 3rd level slot. Although you
Yeah.
do have lots of
I think I
sorcery
have
points
one
left.
more.
You used one last time.
I have 3 though.
Yeah, and then you thunderstepped this time,
Oh, you're right. You're right.
and now you're lightning bolting. That's your last one. But you do have lots of sorcery
Oh,
points
it's
still.
8d6. So,
And you still have a fourth because you only done one fourth level. You did one storm
yeah.
sphere, and that was it.
alright. Oh no.
What?
Okay.
Oh,
What are you rolling for? Is that your damage?
Yeah, the damage for lightning bolt. Theirs is a save of 17 or take half.
Yeah.
I can spend a thingy to re-roll the damage, can I not?
No, I'm afraid
No.
not. Although,
That's for the roll, not for damage.
sorry, you don't have to make a hit roll.
No,
You're just rolling damage.
That's the damage I rolled.
Oof.
The damage I rolled is low, so I wanted to see if I could re-roll the damage, but
I would be willing to entertain some kind. That was a good combo. I will entertain a wild magic surge.
I would like to. I'm far enough away from everybody, that maybe it wouldn't be too awful. But here we go.
I will suggest, if you're willing to take a roll twice and I pick the more problematic effect, I'll let you just fully re-roll the damage.
Okay.
Deal with the devil.
Okay, so give me your 2 percentile rolls for. Well, actually, re-roll your damage first. Get your damage roll going.
Okay. There's a lot of ones.
Re-roll those ones. It's a big enough spend. I'm going to give you that.
Okay, that's a lot better. If someone could do math for me, I'll read.
Yep.
I'll read them out.
I
A
got it.
6, a 6, a 5, another 5, a 4, a 3, a 3, a 3.
35. Nice.
And then
That's
that
pretty
puts a save of-
significant damage on an 8d6. And now roll me your 2 percentiles for the wild magic effect.
That is a 44. Okay. And then a
oh, sorry, 4d4. I heard 44.
Yeah.
It was
44
a 44
and
Wow.
percentile roll. Yeah.
Wow.
44 and 27.
27. What is happening here? There we go.
The worst one.
Why did I zoom way out? There. 27. Ooh, that's a bad one, but that was the deal.
Oh no.
Your hands turn into iron fists for the next full minute. Your unarmed strikes do a d6 bludgeoning damage because you have iron fists, but you cannot move your fingers.
Mhm.
You have basically like solid iron shaped balls of fist
You got
for
Hulk
hands,
fists.
Yeah.
which means you cannot cast spells with somatic components.
Oh, good.
Which
Unless
is,
I spend a sorcery point, which I have.
does that skip somatics? Because you can skip
it only?
You can silence
you
spell.
have
with a
silent spell,
sorcery
That's what,
point.
yeah.
or subtle spell. Subtle
spell.
spell, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subtle spell removes the need for somatic components. So it's just going to cost you a spell point, a sorcery point, for each spell cast. Yeah, it's not silent spell, it's subtle spell. Cool.
Hell yeah.
So anything else you're doing? Any bonus actions or other shenanigans?
No, I'm holding on. Did they
Fetid
all make
is
their
up.
save or?
Lightning bolts.
No, a bunch of them failed their save and go pitching, and take full damage. Others take half damage and also pitch off the boat. So that boat once again is moving a lot slower and disorganized as various rowers are either zorched with a lot of damage or jump off the boat, and now various things are on fire. One of the problems with tarred ropes. Now they're
Sweet.
damp tarred ropes, so that helps. Jeff, it is Fedid's Toyne.
All right. Let's see. So, can we go over one? What am I seeing at the moment?
So you have seen the third boat with a small number dragonborn is still foundering because of the thunderstep. They're managing to deal with it pretty well, but that means the boat is not moving at all. It's just sitting there. The boat with all of the prisoners that does not have your party on it has now had a lightning bolt zorch down each side of the rowers. Many of the dragonborn have made saving throws to dodge their way out of the lightning bolt, but that means they are no longer on the boat. And others, actually, you know what? They're all armored. I don't think any of them would have done that. I think they all have to sit put and take full damage. I don't think, because if they make their dodge saving throw, there's nowhere to go other than like drown. So I think maybe a couple of them made saving throws by like ducking and rolling into the pile of prisoners in the middle where there was room, but most of them just took full damage. And that boat is on fire now, and there's all kinds of issues.
Excellent.
And then the third boat, which is still only a few feet from shore, like maybe 20 feet, 30 feet from shore now, has launched, but you have fired arrows into Sir Godfrey's captors. Ugna has cannoned into the group of Dragonborn at the beach end of the ship. Elgato appeared out of nowhere and disarmed the squad leader, so he is no longer holding the steering oar, and so the boat is no longer being directed. And yeah, and it occurs to me. No, never mind. I'm not. Sorry, I thought that Tromlin had still had a held action from that round, but then I realized he had
No,
to use
no.
it to
That
get
was
there.
last round.
Yeah. And he's up next this time. Yeah, and you know, that boat's in crazy situation.
And there are prisoners on the boat that is currently on fire, and
Yeah, it's not like the boat is on fire. It's like some of the piles of ropes and stuff on the
Okay.
boat are on fire, and the Dragonborn crew are trying to put it out. So it's not like the prisoners are in imminent like danger of being
Okay.
burned up or anything.
Uh, Not sure. I guess it's time for more arrows. When in doubt, more arrows.
Do you want to keep shooting?
That's a
at-
t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a t-shirt. I guess it's time for more arrows.
Mhm.
When in doubt, more arrows. Do you want to stick to the locks or the Dragonborn prisoner that the
Yeah, if they're
Dragonborn who
still
was keeping a guard on Sir Godfrey?
up and around.
It is true.
Guard.
Arrow number 1 will certainly hit. So 26. Yeah, 26.
That will definitely hit.
Oh, that's remarkable. Wow, 3 ones in a row. So that is a whole 8 damage.
We're really good at rolling ones today.
Ooh.
Yeah, apparently.
Get them out of your system.
Mm-hmm.
Arrow 2
Second arrow.
will also hit. That's a lot better. 10, 14, and 5. That is 19 damage.
That is a lot better.
Yes.
Enough better that I got a double second. You're just like setting them all up here now.
I feel like we're like having D&D with a morning crew on a radio
Yes.
station.
Yeah. You're listening to Chucky and the Man.
Wow, that was
Oh
well
my
timed.
Nice. I am going to just write that guy off. He's so close to being done.
He does have like 4 arrows sticking out of his head.
Yeah, he has like 3 hit points left. I'm just gonna assume you rolled a better roll on one of those D6s. That's good enough. Yeah, you pepper him with a couple more arrows and he drops. Next up, it is Tromlin. You are still invisible, hanging to the gunwale of this boat. You see flying a flying kobold with an invisible mount has just shot down one of the Dragonborn guards who was grappling with Sir Godfrey. You see that Ugna is in a mass melee of Dragonborn at the front of the boat, pretty much within a few feet. Like you could practically reach out your arm and touch her. And then at the back of the boat, you can see El Gato slashing up with his fencing the bronze Dragonborn who was steering the ship.
I see. And let me look at something. So I'm still hanging on the side of the ship, you said, right?
Yeah.
Is there like a portcullis or anything here? Or like a gun port?
These boats just have like oarsmen. They're basically for landing, so they don't have any weapons on them. But you can like pull yourself up over the gunwale very easily. Like there is no below decks, basically. These are like Viking boats.
Wait, hold on. Okay. And my whole goal here is to try to find and free the prisoners, correct?
Yeah, so you can see in the center of the boat, there's a group of maybe a mixed group of Loxodons and Turtles, maybe 5 of them plus Sir Godfrey. In the center of the boat between the rowing benches.
Well, I am making my way there, and I'm going to start undoing chains, picking locks.
Excellent. That is not an attack, and therefore does not break your invisibility. So you can, yeah, with your movement, you can sort of like, monkey your way down the gunwale to a nice spot between rowing benches where some of the Dragonborn are preoccupied. Sneak right over and start and get down into the bottom of the boat and start undoing chains. I'm not even gonna make you roll. You're like lock picks and just start
Step up.
unlocking manacles.
Step up.
Excellent. Copernicus.
Okay, so I'm thinking I might, because I don't want to get attack rolls. If I get hit and I lose concentration, we lose invisibility and fly. So
Yep.
I'm thinking I might try and like just fly blitz over to one of the actual like warships that might give pursuit and see if I can get into the engine room. So I think I could probably blow something up there without having to necessarily cast a spell.
They're still quite a ways away because they have to be far enough out that they don't hit bottom.
Okay.
So that's like several rounds.
Okay.
Although you do have a way to get over there more quickly, or get something over there more quickly.
Have Ugna throw it.
I was thinking of something that swims very fast.
Oh.
Send Flacquabon after them. Well, okay, casting a spell would make me visible.
I mean, when in doubt, summon a demon, right?
Yeah, actually, what I will do, I'll probably just spend the turn. I'll drop a distracting intrusion on whoever the most capable and important-looking Dragonborn is, and then I'm just gonna actually reload my my Rod of the Pack Keeper and just reload my spell slot to be at the ready.
Okay. I will make a saving throw. So I'm assuming this is on. That is a 1. I'm assuming this is on one of the bronze Dragonborn steering the boats. So if you don't want to do that on the one that is being eviscerated by El Gato, the other boat that doesn't have a lot of attackers, you could easily make that happen. And then that boat's really in trouble because not only are all the rowers full of lightning damage, but the person steering will be have a mind full of horrendous noises. And that's not a spell, so it doesn't even break your invisibility. So if you
Yeah.
want to then just use your full flying speed to get closer to the warship,
Yeah, I'll
that's
start
doable.
lining that up.
Okay, so now we are on to the Dragonborn. Well, the Dragonborn who are on the burning ship are going to have to spend a fair amount of time. So the ones that are on the sinking ship are still completely preoccupied trying to patch holes and bail out and not go under. The ones who are on the burning ship are putting the fires out. They're no longer being steered because the one who was steering it is now got distracting intrusions. Some of the Dragonborn are going to take some crossbow shots at their flying lightning targets. They have two targets now, Azuria and Morgan. They're still at long range, so they're going to be doing disadvantaged attack rolls. I'm going to roll 4 on each of you. So I have 3 potential hits on Azuria, which becomes 0.
Good boy.
2 potential hits on Morgan becomes 1. Morgan, you got hit by 1 crossbow bolt. You take
Upside down.
max damage
Oh,
though.
that's a good boy.
11 damage.
That's a good boy. He's so good.
That's the full 10 plus 1 dex.
He's so good. He's a good boy.
Maybe that doesn't hit me.
You distracted or sorry.
Yeah, silvery barbs.
Silvery barbs.
Silvery barbs.
Remaking, he has to continue to make it with disadvantage.
Silver
We love a
bar.
silvery barbs.
Silver bar.
It's
Soon it
combat
will
time.
be Fighting time.
Yeah, so that will miss. And you may now choose who's going to get an advantage from that
Move now.
situation.
Morgan blows a kiss with a very stiff hand.
Who's going to get your advantage?
Ugna.
Ugna, okay.
Yeah.
Now the boat full of people. So the one Dragonborn drops Sir Godfrey. The other Dragonborn is still holding you in a grapple, but not specifically pinning your arm. He's just holding on to you. He assumes you are manacled because you were able to surreptitiously remove your bond.
Perfect.
So he is just holding on to you, and he's not doing anything else other than trying to, I will hold you, and then you can't cast spells. Seeing that his friend has dropped, he's going to kind of try to put a hand over your mouth since he can't really let you go to gag you. So he's just vaguely putting a hand. He's kind of like holding one tusk, and the wrist is like in your mouth. It's not really going to work.
So
But
this is,
he doesn't
let's
know.
say this is a grapple. Let's say this is a grapple.
It is a
And
grapple. He's
while
got you in a
trying to
grapple.
While he's trying to grapple me, I roll on top of him.
We can make so your turn is not in for a bit here, but I think
I know, but if he's grappling me, I'm grappling.
yeah, I'm gonna
back,
just
so
make
saying
I'll
this-
make this a contested grapple strength roll.
Nice.
So roll your athletics, and I'll roll his athletics.
Oh,
This sounds very hot, and I want someone else to do that fan art. Thank you.
21. 21.
Oh, you might
Nat
even have him
20
beat.
plus 1.
Nat 20 plus 1. I have a 19.
Whoa!
Yeah. With your athletics of 1.
He still didn't have 20.
Nice. Yeah, so he's like, I'm just gonna do this with you, and you just go, I am a Loxodon. I'm just gonna kind of fall over backwards, and he's like,
Exactly.
and crushed underneath.
I have miscalculated.
I am grappling something bigger than me.
I regret nothing.
Nice, and that was on his turn, so you still get your
Yep.
turn.
Yep.
The Dragonborn squad leader who's fighting Elgato is going to try to hit Elgato.
Oh, that's not
Let's see how
happening.
that goes for him. So Elgato's armor class is 21.
Oh my god.
And he has a number of things he can do with reactions. So I'm trying to see if there's anything relevant. He's not going to try and get away here, so I don't think he's going to bother with that kind of a reaction. Nah, he's just going to make the guy look stupid as he tries to hit him.
Nice. By the way, in another game I'm playing a 5th level Tabaxi Rogue, and I'm so mad at myself for not choosing the name Elgato. Yes.
Do you know what his
the best
alter
part is-
ego is?
Yeah, you've never met
It's out there,
Elgato's
man.
alter ego, Don Garveldo.
Hang on, I'm bringing up
Don
some art.
Garveldo de Lasagna, to be specific.
I'm bringing up some art.
Oh yeah, Lar drew
Ooh.
drew this.
No, I did.
Actually,
Of
several
course,
people
Lar.
did. Yeah, you drew it too.
There is Don Garfeldo.
Oh, you're just putting it
And
up in the
Don Garfeldo's sidekick, Odinardo.
Yep, his servant Odinardo. Yes.
And then his alter ego, Elgato.
No, I'd love to say Lar needs a hobby, but obviously Lar's got a hobby, and
It's
Which is
this. It's drawing.
Although these
It
ones,
is
I think
this.
those
It
three of
is-
those were Alina.
Yeah, these are all me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so he attempts to hit Elgato and will not make a 21. Oh, actually, one of those attacks will make a 21. So I'm going to have
Whoa.
to use a reaction.
Oh,
Elgato is going to do a parry riposte. So he spends one of his superiority points. He has successfully made the reaction save. And so he will get a bonus to hit on, he'll get advantage to hit on his turn. Okay, and the Dragonborn around you, Ugna, are, there's like maximum of 4 of them can try to mob you here. They are going to, I think they're just going to try to grapple you. They don't know. They could
they've
try to
never met
stab you,
me
but you're
before.
really close quarters. They can't
Yeah.
even really draw a sword. So they're all just going to try and grapple you and like dogpile you. And
That saves me an
Pin you
action because
down.
that's what I was going to do for them.
so go ahead and roll your grapple.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them their highest roll against you.
Holy crap.
23. I guess you can beat a 23.
29.
Yeah.
whoa.
What's
That's
your
gotta be
grapple?
humbling
Plus
for them.
11? I think you have a plus 11.
I have a plus 11 and I rolled an 18.
Yeah.
So
I
I just
rolled an 18.
easily turn it around
I
on them.
only have a plus 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you get 2 heads under each arm in like
Yeah.
headlock mode. It's just like it's cartoonishly bulging biceps, like, and their eyes are bulging out. Like,
Yeah. They come running at me and I'm like, oh, you want to rumble? And I just,
you got your legs wrapped around the entire group of 4,
yeah.
so that you're off the ground, and then you've got like 2 heads in each armpit headlock.
Oh God, I really want a coconut just bonk their
Oh.
heads together.
That was your first roll
Oh.
since my silvery barbs. Would that be advantage?
It wasn't needed.
I mean, I don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be my attack.
You might crit. Oh yeah.
And then lastly, a couple of them. I'm going to give 4 maximum. 4 of them are going to take pot shots at this flying kobold that has just murdered one of their companions. Again, with the invisible mount flying situation, I'm giving them disadvantage.
You're so silly.
No, guys,
3
what if Wonder
potential
Woman
hits.
doesn't actually have a jet? Nobody's seen it. It could be
Yeah.
a flying hellhound. It could be anything.
Yeah, it could be a
She's
hellhound. You
just
don't
saying
know.
it's a jet. Nobody sees this.
Until fire comes out of it, you don't know.
No, man.
What's your AC, Jeff?
Me? 17.
Okay, I've got one hit.
Okay.
So you will take 1d10 plus 1. I've rolled a 5, so you take 6 damage.
Okay.
And he goes, take that. Yeah, none of them can use their breath weapons because everybody's in close quarters. So
Yeah.
they're none of them are using them. And that takes us to Ugna.
Lions. Oh,
So you said these guys are in full armor, right?
Yep.
And
Yep,
the
they're
water
all in
is
plate.
right beside us?
Yep.
How
They're in
many
I
of
forget
them?
what it is, the half plate or whatever it is that gives them oh no, sorry, they're in full plate. Yeah, the plus
Yeah.
1 is ranged attacks. They don't have bonuses to their armor class from it.
I would love to just start flinging some Dragonborns
Just
overboard.
start throwing Dragonborn into the ocean.
Yep. I'm going to throw them good.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
These are just straight up throws.
Yep. Is that just
Um,
athletics or is that my strength?
Let's just do the grapple checks.
Okay.
I'm going to give them advantage on these rolls because you're fighting a 4-on-1 crazy.
I have advantage because I got silver bars, so it cancels their. Well,
You don't,
we
because
both have
that
that.
only applied to your first roll, which you already
Okay.
made.
I didn't roll that one, but I will. I rolled an 18 anyway,
Yeah.
so that was
Yeah,
advantage.
you didn't need it, but it still
Yeah.
was forced to be rolled. Yeah.
While Ugna is doing this, Sir Godfrey is thinking about a new line of collectible T-shirts and bobble throws and the like.
It's like one of those dolls where you push a button and it's got like the auto throw, the throwing action.
Oh, Rock'em Sock'em Ugna. It's
Yeah.
great. It'll be amazing.
Jesus.
So are we talking athletics here?
Yep. I have
Okay.
one.
26
rolling
and
with advantage.
22
Okay.
on
I
two
have
different
one
attacks.
maybe if you rolled poorly. So one of them beat you.
Okay.
One of them rolled an 18, which becomes a 23 after advantage. The next best roll after advantage was a 15.
Right.
Well, it was an 11. Sorry, plus so 16.
Would it change anything if I put a superiority point on that one?
No, because it's not an attack roll. It's a.
That's true. This is the grapple.
A grapple and athletics roll. So you're not going to add the superior point adds damage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could inspire, but like you've got to beat a 23. Although you have a plus 11.
I have a plus 11.
It's not that far fetched.
No. I'm full on inspirations. I want to throw this guy off a boat.
Yep. Because what do you need to roll to beat a 23? 13 or better. That's actually a decent.
Oh, how about a 19? That's a good spend of that'll do.
I am greatly enjoying this new era of Trash Heroes morning show. Sound effect for it. All 4 Dragonborn. You see, you got them all in the arm locks. You got your legs wrapped around them, and you do like some kind of. Tell me what your battle cry is.
I'm gonna take it from the chat, and I'm gonna say, "Anchors away!" And then I kip up, and I kick with my legs, and the 2 Dragonborn go over, and then I'll kip up onto my feet and throw the other 2 forwards off the front of the boat.
Yep. All 4 of them splash, 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 splash into the water. Nice.
Godfrey is definitely taking notes right now.
Yeah.
You like stop trying to escape and just go, hang on, wait a minute.
Ugna action figures, little push a button.
It has to come with like a pile of like barrels that you can throw the people into.
Oh yeah.
Saturday morning cartoon style.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Does Azuria have any spell slots left for 4th level spells? She does not. What can she do on the 2nd level area? Because she is out of 4th.
Oh god, I just noticed Raven's got the bar background.
Yeah.
Next to the bar.
Yeah, that's just
I mean, I'm sorry, that's
Babar.
redundant.
It's just Babar on the rock, on a really old picture of the rock.
Amazing.
All right. It's time to pull out the big guns. Rogeria is going to use her one and only 6th level spell slot.
Oh God.
Ooh.
It's time for Chain Lightning
Ooh.
because they are all within 30 feet of each other because they are all on the boat. So maximum of 4 targets, but there's a lot of damage Dragonborn on that boat now, and this does a lot of damage. She does not have to make an attack roll. Okay, they just make dex saving throws or take 10d8 damage, half on a successful. Who would like to roll 10d8
I would
lightning
love
damage
to
for
roll
me?
That is
10d8.
a spicy meatball.
All right. 5,
Oh dear God,
4.
she's gonna
9.
target the captain or the squad leader on that boat first, and he's got distracting intrusions on him, so he has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Oh. Is this the farting bronze
Nope.
Dragonborn, or is this a different?
No, this is
the
on the
boat?
other boat, same position,
Okay.
other boat.
Okay.
The one that the farting happened is currently being stabbed repeatedly by a ferocious cat.
What's 29 plus 5?
Oh.
34. Is that the total, or you got some more dice coming?
50.
50 points of damage,
Yeah.
and that is full damage to the one steering the boat, who is the only one who hadn't been hit by a lightning bolt yet because he wasn't lined up.
Morgan is cheering from the clouds, shooting her own little sparks like finger guns at them as they go.
And I'm giving instead of saying they have to jump off the boat, because this isn't an area effect, I'm just giving disadvantage to the other deck saves. So 2 Dragonborn made save, or sorry, 1 Dragonborn made a save on this. Nice. 50 damage. The one steering the boat looks really fucked up. The other 2 who failed their saving
He's
throws are
injured, too.
done. Because they've already taken at least like nearly 20 points of damage already. The one who made his saving throw is like barely hanging on. I'm just going to take him out too. Yeah, it's going to have like 5 hit points left or less. So, yeah, Zorch, the bronze Dragonborn steering the boat, takes a full-on ball of lightning that then ricochets out into 3 different bolts that drop 3 other Dragonborn. As Azuria the Blue looks very annoyed about these crossbow bolts. She's like flying with the buttercup,
Yeah.
arms folded.
Perfect. Yeah.
Next up is Sir Godfrey.
Oh,
So you're lying on top of
we-
this guy now.
Did we skip Tromlin again, or
No.
No, we
Oh,
did
okay.
not. He is releasing prisoners in the bottom of the boat. So
Got
you
it,
can
okay,
actually
yeah.
don't
Yeah,
even see him because he's still invisible. So you just actually, you know what? Make me a perception check.
Okay.
Because you're amongst these prisoners, you
Um,
might notice the like suddenly manacles are like
15.
magically falling off.
15 with the bonus.
Yeah, I'll say like you definitely don't notice anything related to Tromlin, but you notice a couple of the prisoners kind of surreptitiously take their manacles off and rub their wrists.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my flippin' fang dagger from
Yep.
the guy who
The
I
guy
assume
who
is
has
dead
it
now.
is dead, so he won't stop you.
Okay, super. And is the guy underneath me dead?
No, he's just you've just fallen on him. He's not even pinned. You would need more rounds of grappling.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Um,
like slash them with the dagger. A
Just give
more
him a stab.
civilized weapon, a more elegant weapon for a more civilized time, and cut his
Yeah.
throat. Or just do damage to him. Yeah.
Yep.
Give
me an attack roll.
That's 15.
15 to hit. His armor will take that.
Dang it. Okay.
So because you fell on him, though, you are no longer grappled.
Right.
I just wanted to point that out. So, because isn't expeditious retreat is it an action or is it a reaction?
It's a bonus action, but it's like, with my buddies on board, I'm not going to leave them behind. And frankly, I'm still taking notes on Ugna and trying to figure out, the next angle for this.
The new merchandising line.
I'm thinking, licensing. I'm thinking, branding is important, and all of this stuff. So I'm seeing, like those cartoons when somebody's really hungry and they look at somebody and they see a leg of ham. I'm looking at Ugna and I'm seeing like a Canadian dollar sign here. Yeah.
You know what though?
Like
before you make the attack roll here, before we worry about that attack, you grab your fang dagger. That's just it's right there.
Yep.
But when you're looking at that perception roll, you notice some of the prisoners' bonds falling off. You also notice or are reminded that this little island, which has the beach only on this one side, is surrounded by rocks, which is why that's why the ship can't come anywhere near it. It has to stay out because this is like a rocky island chain. And something that that the party doesn't is that the reason you were on this island is that this island is not on any chart.
Oh.
Ooh.
And so it's like a little out thrusting of rock covered in jungle. So you're still in shallow enough water because you're only like we said, about 30 feet out, and then the steering got stopped. So you're no longer moving outwards.
Yep.
You're just kind of spinning in place. So there are a lot of rocky outcroppings just under the surface of the water out here.
Okay. Because I do have stone shape.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Which is one action.
Yeah, you could make this boat
I will
not
wander
go
amongst.
anywhere.
I will wander amongst the stones and see if I can't find something no more than 5 feet in any dimension and form it into a shape. Cannonball that suits your purpose.
Yeah, so you basically then so you can use your movement to get off the boat. Like just throw yourself over the side. You're not heavily armored. You can swim. In fact, I believe you can use your trunk as a snorkel. I think it's actually one of the special things listed for the Launcher Run.
It is.
So you just like land on the bottom and like the trunk is up, periscope style. There are some big rocks that they were in the process of steering between on their way out of this channel.
Nice.
And even though the rock itself obviously is more than 5 feet, like you can choose a 5-foot chunk of that stone to shape how you will. And if you wish to shape it so that it, for example, hooks onto the boat.
I'm thinking it'll be large. It will be a large, sharp object that can maybe pierce the bottom of a boat.
Ooh.
I think that's a doable thing.
Excellent.
Yeah, it doesn't say you can't shape it into an object.
Nope. You can shape a large rock into a weapon, idol, or a coffer. So I'm going for team weapon here.
Frankly. I will have you make a an attack roll, but you're actually kind of a. This is kind of a. What you're sort of doing is the opposite of mending.
Yes.
You're looking for the
Yeah.
best place to like shape this into the boat's planking.
Yes.
And you have all of the
Well,
kind
I'm going to
of like
assume.
construction skills.
I'm going to assume the casting time is 1 action. So my first action
It is.
was the pitiful attack with the dagger. So I can't attack
Well,
again with this, but I can shape it this turn. So I'm going to.
I'm happy to just ignore the dagger attack with this, since this is a better, because you don't
Mine
have
is as
multiple
well,
attacks or
right,
anything
right.
like that anyway.
No, I don't. Okay.
This is because you made the perception check first, so I'm happy
19.
to have this cover. 19 on the
With
die.
bonuses. No, 19 with.
Okay, 'cause
Actually,
I'm
it
not
would be
going to
20.
do your dex based or your strength based attack.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do instead is an intelligence based attack. So your bonus to hit
Ooh.
here is going to be 6.
3.
So that becomes
6.
a
Okay, that's
30.
20 then. 20. Dirty 20.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
You roll off the boat and people can see the white elephant trunk sticking out of the water. And then there's a rending crunch as a jagged, gigantic like reef stone slams through the side of the boat, and the boat comes to a grinding halt.
Well,
Nice.
And that takes us to the top of another round, and it's time for Elgato's action surge.
right, he can do that.
Yeah,
That's
he has 3 levels of fighter.
that's a
So
lot.
he thinks that you are brilliant, and he will say so. He will say, "Ha ha, my giant green friend! This is a brilliant idea." And so he sinks his rapier to the hilt in the squad leader, who he's already done so much damage to. He finishes him off with his primary attack, and then out comes the whip in his other hand,
Right.
and he coils it around the leg of one of the Dragonborn who's jumping up to try and do something about all of this, and he will immediately trip and plunge headfirst over the side of the boat. And then comes the action surge. And for his next attack, once again, now he can only do the bonus action once, so this is just one attack now. He can't do both. Can he do the whip grapple more than once? Yeah, I think he's just going to straight up. He is going to use his fancy footwork and just run right through the mass melee, because no one gets an attack of opportunity on him.
Fair.
And instead, he is going to use a pushing attack, and he is going to leap onto the face of another opponent with a dazzling array of rapier blows that are being frantically parried. And that, of course, pushes the Dragonborn back to the edge of the boat, and he goes, whoa, and splash, he goes over as well.
Ugly says, "Oh, okay. Thanks. No one's ever called me brilliant before."
You had the Wilhelm scream. That was perfect.
Good.
Excellent. And that is Morgan. You are up next. You have vantage point because you're flying up where you're casting these spells from, up with Azuria the Blue. You will notice first and foremost that the warship that these boats were sailing towards is carefully maneuvering closer towards you. And you also notice that there are chains moving in winches that are bringing some kind of large tubular metal structures
Oh, that's bad.
upwards to bear in your direction. And in fact, you'll
Morgan,
probably see the first of these guns fire in a ranging shot, and there will be a ball of iron whistling through the air off to the side of all of this as the guns are being moved and tracked in your direction. You also see a lot of activity on deck of various mini Dragonborn taking up battle stations.
Morgan will very dramatically point them all out and be like, "Those bitches are gonna shoot us!" And
You can
I think,
thaumaturgy that shit.
yeah, I absolutely,
Zoom it
absolutely, I will.
Fair.
Again, that's a T-shirt design.
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy that shit.
I want to cast a storm sphere. I believe it is in me to cast a storm sphere. I think that is my final level 4, though.
You have already used your you cast a storm. No, you're right. You cast a storm sphere before, but that's all you can. You've got one
Yeah.
level 4 left. So you're gonna
Yeah.
drop a storm sphere where exactly?
On the bitches trying to shoot at us. It is
they're a
500
fair
feet
ways
range, I
away.
believe.
What's the range?
I think it's 500.
I
No,
think
oh,
you're
no,
thinking
90.
of. I think you're thinking of your dimension door.
Yeah, sorry. No, I believe it's 90.
So you would have to get a lot closer. 150 feet,
Oh,
but
150.
you would have to. You'd still have to get a lot closer. And probably uncomfortably so. But you could potentially do this in order to stop the boats or even sink them.
Yeah. I think I will. I think I'll trust these guys to keep handling, and I'll start
If
moving
you
that way to do it.
if you were to, so you are going to head towards the big ship to do this.
Yeah.
To put a
Because
storm
Nice.
sphere out there.
yeah, I
Sounds
think
good.
that's the safest.
You're heading in that direction.
Mhm.
Okay, so you can use you can double act here.
Yeah.
Do a dash action while flying and get what's the fly speed, Peter, from the spell?
I think it's 60 feet. Let me see here.
So you can get
60
like
feet.
120 feet in an action here
Yeah,
if you so wish.
I will do that.
You can get even closer too if you want, because you've got Misty
well,
Step, which you can do as a
I'm-
bonus on top of that if you want.
I'm saving that for if I need to get in and out by myself.
Okay.
So just
You do have, you've only used one Misty Step, so you've got 2 more slots there.
Yeah, but I'm
and I
already
think
out on alone though.
you're down to 2 first levels because you cast Entangle last time and Silvery Barbs this time. Actually, you used Silvery Barbs once last time too, so you've got 1 first level left.
Yeah.
2 second levels, no third levels, 1 fourth level. But you still got most of your sorcery points.
Yeah.
So for right now, with your iron fists causing you like, well, I can't do nothing there. You're just booting it, flying
Yeah.
full out towards the warship. Okay, next up is Fetid. So you have felled your first target.
Good.
The guy steering the boat has rolled or has been killed by Elgato.
Who else is still standing?
An
The guy
excellent
steering the
question.
second boat has also been taken out. The third boat still has the guy steering it, which is just one of the regular Black Dragonborn. But also all of the Dragonborn on that boat are busy trying to keep it from sinking.
Less of
And
a
then you've
priority then.
Yeah, and then you've got a number of other. The boat that just had the stone spike crunch through the side has stopped moving entirely. The other thing that's going on is that there's still a lot of badly injured Dragonborn kicking around on the second boat, and all those prisoners are still there. That's the boat that's been peppered with lightning spells. So there's enough injured Dragonborn that you could pretty easily take 2 of them out at a go.
I think that is my plan. I would like to get those prisoners to safety.
Okay. And actually, if you want, you could get over there. If you want to forego your extra movement, you could let Ollie on his turn flame broil a few of them as well.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good move.
Okay, so let's get 2 arrow shots. Armor class 21.
17?
Without bonuses or with?
That is total.
Okay, that one will ricochet off some armor.
All right.
Unless you want to
2.
inspire it.
No, I don't think it's worth bringing inspo. Yeah, they both miss, so I actually am going to burn 1 inspiration and try to re-roll the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a nat 20 now. Cool.
Oh, well,
That's
he's
worth
dead.
it.
Yeah.
That is worth
Hell
it.
yeah.
Wow. I am marking that off.
You ricochet an arrow off his armor and he goes, eh, and then you take another shot and it goes right through his eye.
Yep.
and
Very nice.
right through his fingers.
Yeah.
Tomlin.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still unlocking
Yep.
people's
You-
manacles, I assume.
If you spend this action, you can basically finish them. There was only, I think I said there was 5 prisoners in addition to Sir Godfrey. So yeah, you can finish unlocking manacles. In fact,
All right.
actually, you can do it real quick because as you've done the first ones with your lockpicks,
Yeah.
and then arrows drop one of the Dragonborn who falls like right in front of you, and you can see in front of his face where Sir Godfrey has dropped the ring of keys, and you're like,
okay.
well, don't you mind if I do? And
Well,
you just like rapidly unlock the rest of them.
All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can do. Is there a lower decks like that we don't know about?
No, because these are like real narrow boats, right? Like they're
Gotcha. So they're just like long
they're-
boats to get to and from a bigger
exactly,
ship.
exactly.
Okay,
They're just designed more like Viking boats.
How far away is that boat that's firing on us?
It's probably like a couple hundred yards away.
Okay, so I can't do shit to get there. I guess yeah, I'll just unlock it. I guess I can't do any backstabs on anyone if I'm busy unlocking.
No, but once you're done unlocking, if you want to set yourself up for something for next round, you certainly can.
I will move towards a dragonborn who is giving people problems. Preferably behind him.
legit.
Yep. Faux show. Okay. And Copernicus.
So how close to the ship that's firing on us am I?
So you did a dash action last turn, which is like 100 feet or 120.
I
with the
think
fly
technically
spell speed?
I reloaded my spell, so I couldn't do a dash. It was just a regular movement.
So I would say that they are looking to get, 200 yards would be 600 feet. And you've done 120. So you're nearly halved the distance. So you're about 180 feet away.
And we've got to buy a minute of time, correct? So I've got some time to
Yep.
run here. I'm going to keep pouring on speed, heading that way. Let me know when I'm within 120 feet.
Sorry, how close?
Let me know when I'm within 120 feet, because I think that's when I can do something interesting.
Yeah, you just got a little quiet there for me. 120 feet. Your movement this round is 60. That will take you to 120 feet.
So I'll be 120 feet away at the end of a dash
Yeah,
this turn.
without a dash, you can just get to 120 feet away.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then
What do you want to do?
I want to use Ring of Sorcery to double the range on Summon Greater Demon, and I want to summon Etereza inside the powder room.
So you can't. You have to be able to see.
I can see through the portal. I can see through the
The
portal.
powder room is not visible through portal because that's not how one does a powder room.
Okay.
Uh,
I
but
think I
you
just
can
need him to be
summon him
close.
on deck
Yeah.
and give him instructions
Yep.
Yeah.
to find his way in and burn.
Yeah.
I think he likes doing that. I think
Like
he might be
fire
up
on
to
a
that.
boat, not a great thing.
And then, oh, actually, hold on. So if the explosion, I'm not worried about the explosion. I'm more worried about getting shot at and losing concentration. So I'm thinking I don't have to breathe. That's for suckers and the living. So I might just drop into the water and then fly back underwater.
Yeah. You don't have any movement left, so you'll have to do that next round. But you can do your casting, and then like you can see the decks. You can just get to that point where you can see the deck, cast your spell,
I'm just gonna
and then
say,
basically be like,
yeah,
yeah,
burn
I'm gonna.
burn your way to the powder room.
Oh.
Excellent.
So this is the Kraken flush?
No, that is Sir Darius's ship that you guys were hoping to get out of here with. This is the Dragonborn
Okay.
steampunk vessels, built by the
Oh,
bronze
got it. Okay.
dragons of Kalkaras. And
Okay. It
yeah,
was,
so basically a ball of fire with like black evil eyes in the middle of it appears on the deck of their ship.
That
it's like
seems
a Hawkwind concert.
bad.
Yeah.
For them.
And Copernicus appears no longer invisible and shouts across the waves, "Burn your way below decks. Burn the black powder that you find."
That is not a euphemism.
I don't think they will like that. I think
No,
that would be a bad thing to hear.
So a whole bunch of Dragonborn on deck are going to start shrieking and attacking the demon that just appeared amongst them.
Gonna make them madder.
Well, he does have like actual stats. Like, he does have hit points and things. But
Bill.
yeah, that's pretty. That's it's still pretty not a great time for them. And that distance, by the way, means next round Morgan will be able to do the Storm Sphere. The rest of them that have attacks, new guy fighting Elgato. That's a potential hit. He parries one attack. He gets a scratch. He takes 6 damage. Few more pot shots at various flying wizards. Again, disadvantage for range. Azuria takes a crossbow bolt, but she's still doing fine. Wow, amazingly good rolls to shoot crossbow bolts at Fetid, but they're also shooting with disadvantage.
Huh.
So 1 hit. I had 2 nat 20s. And in the end, my only roll that hit was a 17 plus bonus. So that
Let's see it.
is 1d10 plus 1, 8 damage to Fetid.
Okay.
Ugna,
Hello.
they've decided that grappling is a bad idea.
But I
They're
still
going to
think it's
stab you with their short swords instead. So you don't get to
That's
do grapple
fine.
back at them. What's your armor class sitting at?
I believe it is at an 18. Yep. I don't have my shield up, and I don't have anything else engaged, so it's just 18.
Okay, first attacks, 1 hits you. Second attacks, 2 hit you, and one of them is a nat 20.
Ooh, all right.
So you get hit 3 times. One of them is a nat 20.
Cool.
They do 1d6 plus 3 damage each.
Yee boy.
So that's 8 and 4.
Yep.
And then double this last one, which is a 5 becomes 10. So that is 22 points of damage in total from
Cool.
4 Dragonborn stabbing you viciously with their gladiuses.
I'm not happy about it, but I'm still standing.
And the rest of them are busy trying to keep their boats from either burning or sinking.
Good.
It is your turn, Ugna.
How many of them are within reach?
4 of them just stabbed you.
Yeah.
Or tried to.
Yeah,
So
that's
all 4 of them.
I still have to grapple, but I could. Oh no, I don't. I could also do my superiority points. It just burn 3 because I get 3 attacks.
You haven't used your action surge.
I haven't.
You have a lot more than 3 attacks.
Mm-hmm. I've also
Do you
got
wanna just-
a pushing attack / throwing attack that is
That's
part
what
of
I was
my
thinking.
superiority points. Can I just burn 4 of them?
Yep. Make your attack rolls, though. You still
I'm
have to make
gonna
your
do
attack
it.
rolls.
First one. 17 plus 10.
Hits.
17 plus 10. I like a 17.
Hits.
16 plus 10.
Hits.
And 5 plus 10. Does not hit.
Does not hit. Do you want to inspire it?
Nah. I'm good.
Let that
That'll
one
be
go.
3 superiority points, 2 pushing or throwing attack.
You have a bonus action.
Yep.
And
Well,
you're
that
allowed to
4th
use
guy's
it
still
for
there.
grappling.
That 4th guy's still there. He's getting grappled.
Okay. Roll your athletics to grapple him.
Mm-hmm. 29.
Yeah, you can throw him off the boat.
Yeah.
You don't use
Yeah.
the superiority point. You just literally pick him up and
No, I
just drop him off
just
the side.
no. He like dodges really nimbly under my final hammer swing, and then I just go no. Just pick him up and toss him overboard.
Toss.
Yeah.
Sir
Nice. That
Godfrey
was your-
underwater sees these bodies floating down.
You just see his snorkel trunk form a smile on it.
Got this
Good.
great new idea.
Mhm.
A tea drink. And Ugna themed. We'll call it Apple.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Good. Good.
Five grapple as well. Peach grapple.
Love it. Love to see it.
Where is my too many tabs open? It's that time of the game.
Mhm.
So Azuria is down to no more 6th level spells. No more saving the 1 5th level spell slot for the teleportation to get out of here. Done with the 3rd levels with all the
I
lightning
should
bolt.
probably actually start casting teleport.
Well, she's got to get to wherever you're going to cast it from, right?
Probably the shore here.
You could
right?
yell at her to go get started. She was going
Yeah.
to throw a magic missile around.
I think it's time we open the portal.
So she's going to cast her magic missile and pepper a bunch of Dragonborn that look badly damaged. But she still has her movement. So if you wanted to like yell anything back in this direction to that effect, she will start moving back towards the beach with her movement.
I was say, find cover and begin casting the spell. We need to get these people out of here.
Yeah. Keep in mind, you still have a second boat full of people to get over there.
Yeah.
Although that boat
Yeah.
still functions. It's going to get all these prisoners. Although, actually, Tromlin, do you have an area effect heal?
I do, but it takes 10 minutes to cast.
Oh, right.
That's the healing word or something like that.
Also, I don't have any 3rd level spells left, as I recall. It's 3rd level. I could be wrong on that. Let me look.
Are you thinking about prayer of healing?
Yes. Beyond prayer of healing. Helps if I spell
Prayer
healing.
of
spell.
healing up to
Really?
6 creatures. Yeah, that's a 10-minute. That's a ritual cast.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, it takes 10 minutes to cast it, so it's useless here.
Yeah.
Alas.
Yeah, I'm just
Sorry.
thinking about. I don't even know that you like. You just want to bring these Loxodons around because like
Yes.
they're all stable. They're just unconscious.
Well, let me look. See what I got. Okay. Not my turn yet,
Yeah,
is it?
healing word is one target. Because you do have your beads, but it's just going to take a number of actions to heal people. I'm just thinking about whether you actually need to do that because they're just unconscious. They're not necessarily requiring a lot. But anyway, in the meantime, that's Azuria. Sir Godfrey, you have stuck a spike through this place.
I have.
It's not
And
moving.
how far am I from the second ship?
A fair ways because they had launched before this ship.
Hmm.
Although you also have some healing abilities and could probably try to bring some of the other prisoners around.
Yes, not many, but some, certainly.
No, but I'm still thinking
got
about
some
whether.
potions.
Oh, you know what?
The thing is getting to that
Here's an
ship in the
idea.
first place.
Sorry, the thing is what?
Getting to
What
the
did you
ship
say?
in the first place.
Well, the ship that you were just on, you can get right back onto. And it has
Right, but
like 5 prisoners. I was just going to say,
okay.
with magical tinkering effects, I'm thinking about if you were to spend the spell slot on Cure Wounds, but use your Artificer abilities, I would let you make an area effect that does that only heals
Oh,
like 1
awesome.
point of damage, but does all of them. Just
Sure.
spread the healing around just to get everybody on their feet. So you could
Let
literally
me make a
stop.
perception roll to see if I think of that.
Sure.
Thought of it. Sure.
Yeah. So if you clamber back on the boat and you're looking at like, well, I can heal one of these people. Wait a second. What kind of knickknacks do I have? You pull out some material components and throw together a little temporary lens to cast the spell through, and it spreads the healing effect.
I'm
I was just thinking.
very glad I thought of that.
Well, we're at
I'm
a point
imagining
now
like
where I have to end the game shortly. So what's that?
Yes.
a paint roller and some Vicks Vapor Rub on all of them.
Yeah. I'm imagining it's just a bot with like 2 hands, and you just stick a healing potion in it, and it goes and just crushes the healing potion and sprays it over everybody.
Or just like you dump
actually-
a healing potion into an atomizer on your
Yeah.
little homunculus machine.
And it just flies over and like crop dusts the everyone who's healing.
Yep. That is a
Amazing.
reasonable
This
artificer.
crop dust. It's chicken soup.
Yeah.
It is Ollie's turn to throw some fire on these other Dragonborn. And I don't even think you need to make a hit roll for that. It's
Yeah,
just
I
a
think they
boy.
just have to make a save, right?
Yeah, and so you can just basically aim it so it doesn't hit any of the prisoners and catch several of the Dragonborn on that boat. All of whom have lightning damage. What's the damage on that breath? It's quite a bit, I think. Where are you, Ollie? It is 6d6.
Yeah, so pretty good.
I will give some of them a saving throw, or sorry, I'll give them all saving throw with disadvantage. That's what I did before. Well, that one and that one potentially make it. That does not. Nope, it's the next save. Never mind. That doesn't make it.
That is 22 damage.
Nice. Peter's there ready with the soundboard.
Okay. A couple of them make a saving throw. The rest, like a bunch of them, are fried. The red Dragonborn are resistant, so they take half damage anyway. but there's so much lightning damage that's been thrown around here, and these guys have 65 hit points each. So I think a bunch of them are just cooked. And there's like not a lot of Dragonborn left on that ship. New round. I'm going to speed through a few. Elgato is going to keep doing the same thing and just continue. He's only used 2
Look at the whip.
superiority points.
Yep.
He's going to keep like throwing people off the boat like you're doing. Morgan, you will be close enough to throw your storm sphere at
Hell
the
yeah.
ship. And I assume you want to put it like around the wings, like where it's using, where wind
Yeah,
will
yeah.
most fuck with its steering.
Fuck
Amazing.
yes. So it's 20 feet diameter.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it's going to only really
Or
affect one
radius.
side of the boat, but that actually might be good because it makes it real difficult for it to
What?
steer.
2d6 bludgeoning.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. A bunch of the Dragonborn will take some bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
But in the interest of
then I
time,
can
and then you
do
got a boat
4d6.
where you can zap somebody with a lightning bolt as well. And then you can start flying back. Sweet.
All right. So this
Um,
is the lightning attack,
Okay.
or I guess I'll do the attack
Okay.
roll actually.
Yeah, you don't worry about it. Somebody gets fried. There's so many Dragonborn on that ship. We're not going to go through them all, so I'm not going to make you roll.
4 5s.
Cool.
All 5s. Nice.
Good damage. It's like a
Fetid,
Yahtzee hand.
you can now see that boat after roll me a d6 for whether Ollie's fire breath is recharged,
That is a 6.
and he can do it again.
Good boy.
I'm just gonna mess with the initiative order here because we're wrapping. So in the interests of cinematography, you throw a few more arrows into some of these remaining Dragonborn, and with another blast of fire from Ollie, after all the magic missiles that Azuria threw around, with your arrows, you basically pick off the last couple of Dragonborn. There's nobody left standing on that boat other than the prisoners. And you can just like alight in the boat. There's a little bit of fire here and there. But
Don't worry about the giant demon dog. He's nice.
He's not invisible anymore. That's right, because he did his fire breath. So yeah, a giant demon dog appeared out of nowhere when that
That's
fire
cool.
happened. Just in case anyone was curious.
It's just a thing that
But
happens.
yeah, you can land in the middle of all these people and start, throw in some like, you can like throw a heal spell on one of the tougher looking Loxodon sailors and help him get out of his shackles and go, hey, help me steer this boat back to shore. Tromlin can now help get these prisoners that are now both no longer chained, but also are waking up. You can start leading them to get out. So this boat isn't going anywhere. It's now got a stone spire through it.
Yeah.
But this is the one that's only like a dozen yards from shore. And Loxodons and turtles can swim.
That's true.
So you guys
Fair
can
enough.
start leading them all onto shore. I don't know if you want to throw any healing around.
If anyone's about to die, I'll definitely.
Sure.
All of the sailors are in rough shape. Several of them were at 0 hit points. Sir Godfrey's only brought them up to like 1.
I assume I use up the rest of my spells for the day, then just like
Yeah, you've
even
got your
everyone out.
beads, so you've got several healing spells.
Okay.
Copernicus, I assume you're booting it back and trying to
Let
not be seen.
Yeah, and letting
Well, you don't
everyone
have to
go through.
breathe, so you were gonna go underwater, right?
Yeah, although I think technically that's abusing the swim speed rules, but
Yeah, I think just skim over the surface. You've given them something else to think about between the storm sphere and the demon. It's a little rough over there. and then Sir Godfrey, now you can basically, you're like, all right, I can just snorkel my way to shore. And you and the other Loxodons getting off this boat can just start heading in. You all see the other boat with Captain Fetid and the sailors that he has brought around is now heading your way. And yeah, so as you all basically make your way back to shore, Ugna like leaps over. Elgato will use another escape reaction and teleport 60 feet, so he's back on shore, so he doesn't have to get his feet wet because cat.
I'll grab Tromlin and like leap over.
Yep. All of there's like a march of Loxodons with their trunks above the water snorkeling. The turtles, of course, are just fine. No, one of them died. And as you're all making your way, there are several cannon shots from the ship. There will be a small amount of grape shot damage that basically everyone is going to be at risk of taking.
If it is coming for anyone near me, I'm going to intercept.
That's good because some of these Loxodons and turtles
Are
can't
quite
take it.
injured. Yeah.
Yeah. Now the ones that Randy is healed and the ones that Fetid is healed will have enough hit points to manage this because even one healing spell. This is going to be like 6 damage.
Yeah.
So everyone's going to take 6 damage from like widespread scatter shot. I guess that's a concentration check from Copernicus, but it's a real easy one.
Would that be from failed saving throws or?
No,
Half
this
damage or-
is like after any kind of mediation. This is assuming you're all doing your best not to get hit.
Well, I was just saying, I still have a silvery barbs available.
Yeah, I've got disadvantage on this check. If I want to use an inspiration, do I have to spend it ahead of time to cancel the disadvantage, or do I roll with disadvantage twice?
Why do you have disadvantage in this check?
Multitasking.
Oh, because you're maintaining 2 spells at once.
Yeah, and I should say, I have to have had, I must have dropped invisibility when I cast.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's what I was going to say. You're no longer invisible, so you don't have to.
Yeah, but then I'm holding demons and flying, so.
That's true.
Oh, that's right. You can't. That's another
Disadvantage.
concentration. So yeah, disadvantage. Do you want to spend an inspiration to cancel that and just make it a straight roll?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. By the way, I'm
Okay.
just rolling. I'm rolling the saving throws for your demon right now, just to see how long he keeps being under your control.
Ooh, I assume this is the minimum DC 10.
Yep, because it was only 6 damage.
All right, we hit an 11.
Okay. What's your saving DC, by the way?
I think 17. Hold on.
I'm just double checking because
17.
I think I've had some really great rolls, but they're always paired with a bad one.
Well, and then once he gets free, at that point, I'm hoping the ship has exploded.
Okay, there we go. I just need to know how many rounds because it might not explode if he broke
Right.
free after like 3 rounds or something, right? He's got to fight his way down there. Okay, so several cannons go off. One of them explodes. One of the guns blows up from the heat,
Nice.
from the black powder of the gun being damaged by the area effect of the fire. So it just cooks off. It doesn't like fire a bullet. It's like they've just got a powder charge in it and it just burns off. So there's like an explosion in the breech of that gun. By the time you all get to shore, along with all the Loxodons, and by the time you're done using your various healing spell casts to get the prisoners up and running, there's a total of 10 prisoners who need to be woke up. So that's not going to be a big deal for all of your various healing spells to have them all capable of making their way through the trees. By the time you get back into the jungle towards where Azuria is casting the spell, there is 3 things to note. 1, more warships are approaching. So somewhere word is getting, whether it's the firing of cannons, but 2 more Dragonborn warships are of the same make, are approaching the island. Second thing is, a sizable party of Dragonborn have launched in more boats from the original ship, off the far side away from the storm sphere, in an attempt to get to shore and to you guys. And you can see them rowing hard, pulling hard on the oars and making the distance fairly quickly towards the beach. And the third thing that happens is an almighty fucking explosion as the powder room, the magazine goes up on the ship. Now, these ships are designed with fancy steampunk setup. What basically blows up is not so much a massive powder magazine as a small powder magazine that is going to blow their boilers wide open. So the pressure releases, and there's basically not like a massive fireball that explodes the ship, but like a pressure release of a tank going like a bullet through the ass end of the ship. And so the whole back of the ship blows wide open. And there's like steam and fire blowing out of that end of the ship. Edareza does not come out after you because he runs out of hit points with that final explosion. And so he's going back where he came from.
Back to
That's
hell.
the perfect summoning for you, is when they don't actually
Survive.
to do the whole after you part.
Morgan's just floating there, pouting. I wanted to do that.
Aw.
There is still 2 more warships and a whole bunch of boats heading your way.
There is more to
I
explode.
think Peter's frozen. Oh
Nope.
no, he's moving.
Peter's
Okay.
just still.
Sorry, you were just holding still, perfectly expressionless. So I was like, I think the camera's frozen. Yeah, so you're all you get to the clearing with all these prisoners. Azuria is doing the casting. The seconds are passing. You can hear the shouts of the Dragonborn approaching as they grind their boats up on the beach and start leaping off en masse to assault the woods. And as they do so, bloop, a giant magic circle appears, and Azuria just shrieks at you all with the obligatory "Fly, you fools!"
Good.
because
Good.
that's required.
We shall fly.
And then she doesn't wait for you. She's going in.
I'm hoping to time me going through the portal to being exploded through it by a blowing up ship, because that would be really cool and cinematic.
Did you miss the ship exploding? I already described it.
Oh yes, I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yep.
I'll explain why in a sec.
All good.
Are you a cool guy who's going to walk away from the explosion?
Apparently, I'm a cool guy who missed the explosion and then catches up later and then gets knocked through by the delayed shockwave.
Yeah, it explodes. You're looking somewhere else. You look back, it's just smoke, and then you get poof.
You like hang back to be the last one through the portal, so you can go like at the oncoming Dragonborn. Okay, well, Sir Godfrey, you go careening through this portal that everyone only has a few seconds to get through for one full round, and you find yourself in a rapidly expanding pile of Loxodons. There's a offended, horrendous shriek of Lucretia Sunshine as like more than a dozen huge hulking sailors, Loxodons and turtles, come smashing through into the library shelves, knocking shit over. You know, you guys don't have a lot of space to get everyone on this side of the portal. But you all land in a massive heap and knock over. There's papers and books flying as you know, Ollie, the giant hellhound, goes careening through the midst of you all. And the last to jump through the portal, Copernicus, you step through and poof, it disappears.
Well,
and you find yourselves back in the very chaotic library at Sunshine
Sunshine.
Manor.
Morgan's actually still floating, kind of like a balloon, holding on to Ugna's strap.
Good. Yeah, I imagine I picked up whoever I could under my arms and just leapt through the portal in like 2 leaps.
You've got
You
like
did it.
2 still unconscious turtles who were
Mm-hmm.
healing spells weren't enough to get to.
Oh,
Conscious, I am gonna have to go because I am falling asleep.
Yeah,
I'm
totally.
only
We're
giving
getting late.
everyone like this is
Yeah.
the everyone gets the last moment for a
Mhm.
final word, and then we're done.
Yep.
Cool.
So, anybody have anything else to say? Oh,
Nice.
you are the champion.
We are the champions.
Okay, that's where we'll call it for today.
All right.
All right.
The
Good night,
rescue
all.
was successful. Anyone have any final shout outs you want to do on the stream before we call it? And Alina,
Oh.
what am I rolling?
Roll me a d20.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have been talking in the chat about how like sad and heartbroken and sickened we are by the murder of Jonathan Joss, which really does look like a hate crime, which it sounds like the San Antonio Police Department is now potentially looking into as a hate crime, or reversing their position on.
Good.
I was trying to see if I could find a verified GoFundMe for him or his husband, and I
I
couldn't
was
find
going
a
to do an
verified
update.
one.
I had one, and then his husband Tristan posted and just said, "Hey, actually, we're okay. I can cover all the funeral expenses are looked after. I'm staying with family for a while. Please don't give us money, but please do continue to talk loudly with everyone that you know about that this was in fact a hate crime and needs to be prosecuted as one." Because so far, like, and this is like last night when the SAPD was still saying that that was not a hate crime at all. They've since walked that back. They're not saying it is a
Cutting
hate
out a
crime
lot,
yet.
Alina.
Okay.
I think it's your mic.
Oh, might be.
But
Yeah. Anyway, the SAPD is not saying it is a hate crime yet, but they're also have rescinded their statement where they said it isn't.
you cut out.
Cut it again.
We
You're
can't.
cutting
hear
out
you.
too much.
I think
it's the
you might be set
patriarchy.
to.
I wonder
Patriarchy's fucking with the wires.
why am I cutting out?
So if anyone knows of any general charities,
Yeah.
there's always
I was going to recommend
supporting legal funds.
PrideCenterSA.org is the Pride Center in San Antonio that is hosting Celebration of Life and that does really essential work in the community. So I was going to recommend PrideCenterSA.org if you want to direct a donation somewhere.
Y'all.
And I rolled a 7
7.
as always, audience, of course, all the subscribers to the channel are entered into the draw for some art.
7. 7 is happy ass.
Happy
Nice.
ass. What a great name. Jeff
Fantastic.
had to sign off.
Oh,
so I
that's
don't know if
in
you
our
can fix
chat.
anything.
We're all weird now.
It's me.
Swede says they were hearing you just fine, Lena, so
Oh,
it was
okay, that's
just
good.
Discord being stupid.
That's
Oh, I
good.
see, I see.
I am most of the screens somehow.
Yeah.
All of the
It
screen.
it messed up. It messed up when we were logging out.
That's okay.
Blame me.
So
Anyway,
happy
me.
ass
thanks for
is
joining
the
us.
winner.
Thank
Oh,
you so
and,
much. I had a great time.
Yay. And of course, please check out John's works and support your local artists. John is at dorktower.com, right?
It is, yes.
Nice.
And worldofmunchkin.com.
Indeed.
Awesome.
Indeed.
I dropped
of
a
course-
little reminder in the chat for my streaming channel, actually. I'm
Yeah.
going to be doing a reward stream for a charity. We were fundraising for Not Our Native Daughters through Firebread Queen, who's a good friend of mine. And we got our goal of over $1,000 raised. So we're going to be playing D&D. We're going to be being toxic bullies. And we're going to be sweating very hard and probably doing some shots and
Amazing.
some silly little challenges. So it'll be on the 15th. I'll be streaming along with the rest of the
Like
Bannock
all
Runners
those-
part of Indigenous Alliance.
Awesome.
All right. We're losing people.
Anybody know anything else to shout out?
I'm
Of
streaming
course, you
again
can all.
on Altered
Yep,
Echo
go ahead.
Archives this Sunday at noon PST, 3 EST. See you then.
Awesome.
Thanks for
Okay.
having me back.
Thanks for
Thanks for
joining
coming
us,
back.
John. It was
Always
really
a
good
delight,
having
John.
you.
Well, and John, I don't know
Anytime.
if you potentially want to join us for next game. You might.
We got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, your character could certainly have more role playing and less combat. But I'll keep you posted when the next game
Yeah.
is after we're off here.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Would be happy to if I could make it.
Bye,
Awesome.
all.
Take care.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks very
y'all.
much, everybody.
See you all
Have a
next
wonderful night.
time.